In this video, we're gonna go over all the basics that you need to know as a complete beginner coming into the world of Forex trading. We'll go over what is Forex trading, how you can get started, why it's important to you, who moves the Forex market, and much more detail. Most videos stray off topic straight into the charts when trying to explain what Forex trading is. But in this video, we'll just cover what Forex trading actually is before you start learning to analyze the charts so that you understand why you're analyzing, why the markets are moving, and what role you play in the financial markets. Let's get right into it. So right away, we have here, what is Forex trading? And in a nutshell, the word Forex means foreign exchange. So it's short for foreign exchange. And it's the global market where currencies are traded. Think USD to GYD or USD to GBP, which is the Great Britain pound. All we're really doing is buying and selling different foreign currencies against each other for profit. The second point on what is Forex trading says that it's the largest financial market in the world, moving over $7 trillion daily. So that means no matter which profession, which career path, which job you choose to take up in life, there will never be a higher paying job or career or financial path than Forex trading, because you have the potential to tap into that $7 trillion daily market cap. Not saying that you will make 7 trillion or even $1 trillion a day, but it's good to know that the market is very liquid for Forex trading. And finally, we have Forex is active 24/5 and can be accessed from anywhere with a smartphone or computer. So pretty self-explanatory. You can trade Forex from Monday to Friday, anytime during the day, and it is accessed from anywhere in the world with an internet connection and a phone or computer. So there are no restrictions. You do not need to go to a physical location or only do it on a specific device. Or once you have certain qualification, Forex is accessible from anywhere in the world by anyone. Now that we understand what Forex trading is, we need to understand how the market moves. So some of the many factors that can cause the market to move up or down include inflation. And in a nutshell, inflation is when the value of a currency goes down over time. So the prices of everyday items they appear to be more expensive. This is basically represented on the charts as the price of a currency moving down. Market demand. Market demand is basically when there is a need for a country's currency. Think something like the US dollar, which is the currency with the highest demand globally, because many countries use it to do business. So having a high demand will affect the price of the US dollar. And we can see that on the charts. As the demand fluctuates, so will the price. Foreign policy announcements. Foreign policy announcements, real quick, just include the changes in international or a country's policy that might affect the global economy. For example, when President Trump made the announcements about tariffs, that was a foreign policy announcement that affected the global economy. And there are many announcements like this that can affect a country's currency's price. Political and economic conditions. Similarly to foreign policy announcements, like politics, once a president is elected in a country and investors or traders do not have the confidence in that person being elected, then the value of the country's currency will also show that on the charts. So these are still some of the things that cause the market to move up and down. So the next factor behind what moves the market would be the economic data releases. More specifically, the news inside the country, the news releases, whether it's GDP growth, CPI news, or many of the other major news events that can cause the value of a country's currency to fluctuate. Central bank decisions. Now, the central bank can affect the value of a country's currency in a few major ways, one of which is by raising and lowering the interest rates of that country, which can either lead to excess borrowing or a lack of spending, So there are different times where this might be beneficial for the economy. So the central bank will see to raise and lower interest rates as it deems fit for the economy at the time. And this will also cause the value of the country's currency to fluctuate in price. And finally, we have natural disasters and crisis, which is pretty self-explanatory. If a country has a natural disaster, it's been hit by a natural disaster or some type of crisis, then they will have some type of economic slowdown, and the value of the country's currency will reflect that economic slowdown. Now, so far we've been talking about how the market moves, but I haven't actually shown you what the market looks like. And here we have a pretty good representation of what the market looks like. On this example, it's a generally bullish example where the market is trending to the upside. You can identify this by more green candles than red candles. So the price action itself, the price movement of any particular chart would see a green candle starting at the bottom, going up and ending near the top. And for the red candles, it's inverse. It starts at the top, goes down, and ends at the bottom. So the price is usually shown to the right side of the screen. But the general idea is if the chart is moving up, we have more green candles than red candles. And this is the general direction. And when the chart is going down, we have more red candles than green candles. And they're also larger red. And you can generally tell that the market is moving in a downward direction from where we were this morning or yesterday or wherever relative to your analysis. Now, there's also a term that we refer to the markets when we're moving to the upside or when we're moving to the downside. And there is a little hint on the screen already, but just for the sake of it, you can pause the video for 2 seconds and guess what we call the markets when we move up or the markets when we move down. Give you 2 seconds for that. All right, so when the market is moving to the upside, we call it a bullish market. And when the market is moving to the downside, we call it a bearish market. And majority of the times when you're trading, it's the bulls versus the bears. So you can be buying, let's say, the US dollar versus the GBP at the same time when someone else, somewhere else in the world, is selling the US dollar versus the GBP. So you're always competing in a sense, even though we're not actually trading against each other, but it's still always the bulls versus the bears, which is going to win. Are you right or are the bears right? Are the bulls right or are the bears right? So now it's time for us to look at how we trade the market. And there's an actual method to the madness. So how do traders know when to buy or sell one currency against the other? Well, traders can employ one of two main types of analysis to help determine the next probable direction of price. The two main types of analysis are technical analysis and fundamental analysis. Now, with technical analysis, traders study historical price movement and data in order to help predict similar patterns that have the possibility of repeating themselves in the future. The idea here is history loves to repeat itself. So Think of technical analysis like a detective hunting down the clues to uncover how an individual acted in the past in order to try and predict how they will act again in a similar way in the future. So, before we move on to what is fundamental analysis, in a nutshell, technical analysis uses previous data to help determine what the price is going to do next. Now, fundamental analysis, on the other hand, examines the broader macroeconomical and geopolitical factors that influence the exchange rate and currency value. And uh, now, fundamental analysis, on the other hand, examines the broader macroeconomic and geopolitical factors that influence the exchange rate and currency value. Picture fundamental analysis like compiling a weather forecast. As a forecaster, you are analyzing the atmospheric conditions to create a prediction for the future weather events. Any breaking news and or significant market events. They use this information to try to predict the upcoming market fluctuations in exchange rates and currency value and use them to their advantage. So a technical analyst uses information from the past to help predict what the price is going to do next. When a fundamental analyst will use the current market conditions, the current news events, all the current everything to help them gauge what the market is going to do next. So the major main difference between what a fundamental analyst does and a technical analyst does is the difference between the data that they use to analyze. So the fundamental analysis uses news, while the technical analysis uses the price action and the history that is there on the charts. Very important to make that distinction. They're the two main types of analysis that you can use when looking at the charts. Once you understand the two, then you will be able to identify which type of analyst you are. Now, before we continue, I believe it's important that I give a brief introduction of who we are, because anyone can teach you about Forex, but not everyone understands Forex. So, GTFX is a finance academy focused on Forex trading and Forex education. We teach and we trade. We help people learn how to make money online, anytime, anywhere. That's just a fancy way of saying we teach you how to trade Forex. Because like I said earlier, as long as you have a phone and an internet connection, you can trade Forex. We've grown to become the largest trading community in Guyana, and we're partnering with the first regulated broker, HFM, to ever actually come to the country. And recently, we've hosted a seminar with HFM in Guyana to help educate the general public on Forex trading, the ins and outs, and what it's like. So now that we got that out of the way, let's go back to why Forex matters for anyone. Not anyone in particular, but everyone. Because with Forex trading, we have access to global income opportunities without needing to leave your country. What this means is that if you are in maybe Asia or in Africa or even in the Caribbean, you can be earning just as much or even more than somebody living in the States or, Canada or one of the top first world countries or any country in Europe, for example. You can actually earn just as much or more than them while living in your country, because there's no limit to how much you can earn per country. It's not the same as these other careers that pay you relative to your location in the world. So Forex is unbiased, and if I can make $100 in Dubai, then I can also make $100 in Guyana. With a regulated broker, we can now trade safely and legally with better protection in place. It's very important when choosing your broker that you will be using to trade the Forex market. And choosing a regulated broker is one of the most important things that you can do for your own protection, because with a regulated broker in place, you're guaranteed that your money is safe And if by some slim chance anything ever goes wrong, you have someone that can be held accountable by legal regulatory bodies, and you also can get your money back if something ever goes wrong. And it also helps with the bank for countries like mine. Working with a regulated broker, the banks are more inclined to do business with them than an unregulated broker, so I wouldn't even be able to get my money. So shout out to HFM for partnering with us and coming to Guyana as well and hosting that event. So if you're watching this video thus far and you still haven't created an account with a regulated broker, there will be a link in the description, the first link to sign up with HFM, which is the broker that we're using and we're partnered with. And they are regulated, so you can create your account with them and start your trading journey the right way. Now let's get back to the video where I continue to explain why Forex matters for anyone. The third point on why Forex matters for anyone is it's a chance to build a skill that no one can take away from you. Most persons fear losing their job, not because they can't find another one, but mostly because they can't find something that they're good at. A lot of persons are good at what they do, or they've learned to become good at what they do through practice and, just experience working there. So the feeling of doing something that you know is comforting, but there's always the lingering feeling of if this job doesn't work out, then it's gone. But learning a skill like trading, there's no one that can fire you, or if, let's say, there's a natural disaster or you have to move from where you're living currently and go somewhere else, then you're studying about the job, you're going to lose a skill, you're going to have to learn a new skill, all these yada, yada, yada. With trading, you actually don't lose that skill. So regardless of moving, regardless of losing a job or any other fortunate or unfortunate situation that would cause you to need to make a change, then you can rest assured that this is a skill that will remain with you throughout your life. So it's a little bit more security. You can go anywhere in the world and live. You do not have to be bound by a location because of your skill or your job or anything like that. So it's a bit more freedom when you look at it from that light. And the final point on why Forex matters for anyone is you don't need a financial background, just the right guidance, education, and dedication. Like I said earlier in the video, there's not much that you actually need to trade Forex. You don't need a certificate or to go to a specific building or location or to contact anyone to trade for you. It's just you, your phone, and the charts. So it depends on how much you're willing to learn that skill. What does that freedom mean to you? Do you prefer to live with the lingering feeling of you can lose this skill, this job, or have to move at any time? And you may not know how you're going to make money. Or would you like to learn a skill that can stay with you regardless of where you go, regardless of what you do? It depends on how much you want it. But next, let's cover some myths versus some realities when it comes to Forex trading. So the first myth would be Forex is gambling. And the reality is Forex is a skill. Like driving or cooking, it takes education, practice, and discipline. Now, I'm not going to tell you that you're just going to come into Forex trading 1, 2, or even 3 months and fully understand what you have to do. You will not perfect it within a couple of weeks. You will not master your strategy or the charts within a couple of weeks. But what you will do is understand and you will see progress. And over time, just like in school or learning a skill or even training for a job, you will start to understand, you will start to master through practice. So it takes dedication just like any other skill, just like any other career. It takes time to learn, it takes practice, and it takes the right guidance. So learning Forex can be easy, but it will take time. Just wanted to put that in there. The second myth is you need a lot of money to start. This is a myth because the reality is you can start with as little as 30 US dollars and grow steadily with smart risk management. Now, when I first started, I actually deposited $30 into my trading account and grew it to $150. To be honest, I lost the $150 because I didn't quite understand what I was doing fully. But the mere fact that I was able to turn $30 into $150 in a matter of days, I started to put it into context. What if that was $3,000 turned into 15 grand? Or what if that was 30 grand turned into 150 grand in a couple of days? This is literally what I'm doing. I'm just clicking a button and it's just a matter of adding a few more zeros onto it. Like, it's really that simple. It's nothing different between someone trading a $30 account and someone trading a $30,000 account. They move the same. The only difference is I'll be opening a larger trade with $30,000 than someone opening a trade with $30. But there really is no limit. You can deposit as small as you want, and you can even start off for free using a demo account so you can practice while you learn. And only once you feel comfortable that you've learned enough, that you had enough practice, that you understand what you're doing, then you deposit however much you want to deposit, as little as 30, and try it for yourself. So, for those who are interested in learning more about Forex trading, I just thought I should let you know that GTFX offers a free beginner's course where you can start with the basics, get familiar with the charts, get familiar with the ins and outs of Forex trading, how to place a trade, how to manage a trade, your emotions, placing stop loss and take profit, analyzing the charts, and all of that in more detail. And it's all for free. So it's here on YouTube, and we also have a free beginners community with almost 500 members already. So you have a community, a space of other persons who are also beginning just like you, asking similar questions. If you don't want to ask, or if maybe you feel a bit shy about asking, then somebody in the group might, ask the question, or might have already asked it, and you have access to all the history. So all free material, and a few persons that are a bit more experienced and ready to assist you with whatever questions you might have. So that's all free, and if you're interested in learning, the link will be in the description. We also have an advanced course, which is a deeper dive into strategies and proven techniques that we use the GTFX to be a full-time profitable day trader from the Caribbean. So I actually give you my exact approach to the markets, the strategy, the breakdown, and everything. We have a private community with mentorship, trade ideas, and bi-weekly live trading sessions. It's actually a bit more than bi-weekly. We go live 3 times per week with the community. And I also send out my trade ideas for the day as long as I have a trade idea. But on the live trading session, we mostly look for live trades, enter trades together, chat, just chill out, and, repeat. So it's a community of like-minded individuals, just all learning every day, growing every day, trading every day. And finally, we also offer one-on-one coaching for those who want focused, more personalized support. So for persons who might not learn as well in a group settings where the fast-paced messaging, frequent messaging might be a bit too much, then we also offer a one-on-one coaching. So you can get up to speed on your own time. In the communities, we have real stories from real people. Our community includes students, teachers, parents, and everyday workers. So if you're facing an issue like, I don't know, not being able to learn because of work or school or something that's hindering you at your workplace, you're more than likely going to find somebody else in the group that's facing a similar issue. So for the most part, it's not just the education that the community has to offer, it's the community itself. The persons that are going to understand what you're going through while you're learning how to trade. So you all get to share your wins, your losses, anything that you don't understand, the way you interpret and understand something might be similar to the way somebody else interprets and understand it, and you may be able to share information better with that individual. So it's really all in the community. The education is, of course, value. I try to put as much value into there as possible that I can, and the community also brings a separate set of value to the equation. So they've used our training to create new income streams, pay bills, and even save more. Like I said, once you join the group, you're going to see real people that are depositing their money, some that are depositing and trading on their own account, some would be trading with small accounts, some would be trading with a little larger accounts. And they're actually using these funds to cover bills or to maybe go on a trip or to even save more. And they're actually sharing these experiences in a group with other persons looking to share the same experience someday as well once they get to that stage in their trading journey. So the community is really understated. I myself have benefited so much from just being in a trading community with other persons who understand what it's like to actually be trading full time from anywhere in the world, making money as long as I have a phone and an internet connection. So the call to action is for you to start your trading journey today. You can visit our website to enroll in the free beginners course, and there's a special bonus for subscribers. So send me a DM on Instagram with the code HFM, and I'll add you to the premium community for 3 months for free. So you'll have access to the GTFX Advanced course PDF. You will have access to the live trading sessions, 3 live trading sessions per week, and the trade ideas that I send out on a daily basis. So, in conclusion, trading is more than just charts and candles. It's a mindset, a skill, and a path to freedom. The best time to learn was yesterday. The next best time is today. If you made it this far into the video, make sure to like and subscribe because we have a lot more content like this coming out for traders looking to start their trading journey. So, until next time, bye bye.